Hello, dear friends. It is 3:19 a.m. and I've been awake. I'm so excited because I'm done with the bullshit. Yay! The more you live, and if you wake up, you realize this whole matrix world that we're talking about, it's made up of rules that you shouldn't invent, and some of them are really necessary. But there are others that are very outdated and they don't really support the flow of human nature and change. And that's why the divine feminine is rising in all of us, or the wild feminine, or both. Because it's time to drop a lot of shit that doesn't serve us anymore. And we haven't been doing it on a regular basis like we're supposed to. And the feminine is good about that. Think about the natural cycles in nature, the natural cycle in a woman, the menstrual cycle. And it's this constant renewal, shedding the old and then becoming new again. And, like a tree, let's imagine like a fruit tree or a plant where you grow and then you blossom, bloom, bear fruit, drop the fruit, die, and all over again. And this is who we are. Like, we're cyclical beings. And we constantly need to be going through these psychological deaths and letting go of feelings that no longer serve us because we process them and be free and open and ready to greet that new ecstatic experience. But when we're not in tune with our feminine side, and when our feminine and masculine side are not balanced, uh, and with the world that we live in where the masculine has been dominating for so long, we come up with all of these rules and structures. And if this experience went like that, then it means that this is how it needs to go. And let's impose it on everybody so I don't feel insecure. And all these rules and regulations are actually what's keeping us stuck because there's not one way of doing things. There are many ways that a certain thing can be done, and many of them work and some of them don't work. But maybe there are many more in between. uh, so when we give ourselves that permission and that freedom to be our authentic selves, to speak our truth, to listen to our body, to feel what resonates, to walk our own path boldly and bravely, um, to face the challenges that help us grow, and at the same time being able to walk alongside other people and be part of their journey, but yet not trying to impose your journey, your views on them, but really, you being in your space, them being in your space, being able to share and connect with the things that overlap and learn from the other things, then life becomes this beautiful symphony and freedom, and everyone's authentic self expression is encouraged. Uh, and when you are authentic to yourself, you're using the least amount of energy because the easiest thing to be is to be yourself and to speak your truth and feel your feelings and do the things that feel aligned to you. And if somebody else's morning routine is to get up at 4 in the morning and then do jumping jacks and whatever else and drink lemon water and whatever the hoops that people go through, and if that works for them and it's really something that's authentic to them, that's wonderful. But if your morning routine is to wake up when you wake up and have lemon water and then have coffee and pet your cats and wake up at 3 a.m. and do a live on your YouTube, then that's your morning routine, right? And does there have to be a routine? Maybe the routine should just be to do what you feel and speak what you think, and the ones who matter won't matter at all, and the ones that don't matter don't matter at all. And not be afraid of who's gonna like you and who's gonna not, but be sure that you like yourself first, and then the people that like you for who you are will naturally gravitate towards you like it always happens. Yeah, it's really magical when we allow ourselves the freedom to be ourselves. And naturally, we face a lot of resistance because it makes other people insecure, and usually people who are not happy in their lives. And when they see you being yourself and doing certain things the opposite way than anybody else, and not being afraid, or doing it afraid, but still doing it, and you just get happier and happier, suddenly they become so insecure about their own lives that they have been living inside those lines and boxes, and they're doing everything right in quotation marks. But at the same time, it's like nothing is happening, nothing is working. And why is nothing working? Because it's not authentic to them, because it's something imposed by somebody else that they are choosing to do, which is the important thing that we need to mention here, that everything's a choice. And then there are people that don't want to be stuck in those routines anymore, and things that no longer serves them, and relationships that keep them small, and jobs that are unfulfilling, but they don't have the guts to drop them and to face the unknown and create a new way and experiment and fail. And then that's on them. It's the truth. That if you don't have the courage to expand your life and to invite more experiences in, and if you're too fragile, if you're afraid that you might get hurt, if you're afraid of failure, if you're afraid of what are people going to say, if you're afraid of your own self, of your own desires, then that's on you. And here's the personal experience. When I started my art, that of a soul project, I just felt like for a couple of days this desire to take nude self portraits with these particular purple dried flowers. And I didn't know, like, where was it coming from? What is this whole thing about? But it was so strong, so I had to do it. And I knew it's authentic for me because I'm really good about listening to my intuition. And I did it. And I didn't know why, but it felt good. And I didn't tell anybody because I thought people were just gonna judge me, and why bother? So I kept doing it, and I was with my one grandma, and then I was with my other grandma, and I took pictures with their plants, and they had no clue about any of it. And I kept doing it for myself because now I realize it stemmed from this desire of mine to get to know myself, like really, who am I underneath all of the conditioning and the things that people want me to be for them, and the things that I'm told to be as a woman, as a person. Uh, so this has been the most liberating thing I've done for myself because I did it for myself. I haven't been doing it for attention. I haven't been doing it for likes, for subscribers, for followers, for anybody to exhibit my art. But I've just been doing it because it comes natural, and as a response to this thought of like, who am I underneath all the layers? Let's strip it all. Let's be bare, and feeling nature, feeling the plants, communing with them while taking the self portraits, having this play by myself with the plants, everything messy. A lot of times that make me itch. I'll have to take a shower right after. And they're plants that I picked, from random places. So coming home with all of these plants that will be like weeds to a lot of people, and then photographing them, and my cat's trying to eat them, and everything being a big mess, and having to sweep after that, and sometimes take a shower, and sometimes that make me itch so bad. But like all of that has been part of this adventure, and feeling myself, like really being present in my body without any need and expectation to perform for anyone, but simply playing. And in that playing, not, regarding my body as a sexual object, which that has been put on me since I've been, like growing into myself and was younger, and people catcalling and, just perceiving me as the thing that will satisfy their lust and desire, but really seeing my body as a miraculous vessel that it is for being this beautiful expression, this piece of art that God, Source, Creator, Creatrix, Mother created uh, to be here, to experience, to feel, to smell, to touch, to taste, to hear, and rejoice in the beauty of existence. And now that I've reclaimed my body, it's like, hello, I'm sacred. No, take your lust somewhere else. No, I'm not interested in you. No. Unless you can see my soul and you honor and respect that, you can even touch this. Can't touch this. Because it's a sacred thing and can only be touched with hands that are sacred too, that remember their sacredness, which it's my hands, hello. And looking back, I realized this has been the whole purpose of my art, for me to come home to myself, for me to feel safe in my own body, for me to say no to people who make me feel unsafe and reduce me to a commodity, to a sexual object, and don't see the humanness in me and, pretend to see me but still treat me with unkindness and project their own insecurities and self hate on me because I actually love my body the way it comes and I'm happy with it and I'm proud of it and I'm at home with it. And anymore, any fake people, I'm sorry, but I feel your fakeness. And yeah, I have compassion for your self hate. And I'm here to be a beacon for you to remember that you are light too. But at the same time, I'm not gonna go out of my way to teach you. And I'm not gonna go out of my way to be kind to you when you're unkind to me and disrespect me. Hello? I can be a kitty cat, but I'm a lion too. So, yeah, let's be real about this kind of stuff. And there is a point where the ones of us who are kind and giving and loving and sharing are like, I'm done with this bullshit. If you're not loving and giving and sharing back, and if you're not learning from what I'm demonstrating through personal example and sharing my wisdom and love with you, and you're just like a black hole that cannot get enough because you can't connect with your own divinity and your own spark, uh, I'm out of here. And that was your gift to connect. But when you don't honor my expression because you don't honor yourself, and when you can't see that this is what I'm demonstrating and you need to do it for yourself and learn to love yourself and honor yourself and remember the truth of who you are and walk in your divinity and humanity hand in hand and your sexual and spiritual nature and your earthly and cosmic self and heal past life trauma, remember the gifts from the ancestors, and be here to glorify them and glorify God and glorify creation and not take that gift of life for granted. If you cannot see beauty in the little things, if you're constantly chasing after outside validation and approval because you can't give it to yourself and you're stuck in old religious conditioning and belief systems that no longer serve you, if you can't connect with your feminine side and allow it to do its magic through you, if you don't appreciate my feminine and masculine side that are balanced and uh, sacred and whole, then learn the hard way. Bye.